Welcome to this week's episode of Jet Lag in the News. I'm Steve Jasper, aka the Jet Lag Guy. News is, of course, Qatar Airways, which has been greatly affected by the current situation with most flights in the region. Qatar Airways, which has been greatly affected by the current situation in the Middle East, is offering a very limited number of flights. If you are booked with Qatar Airways, please check with them in advance. Qantas, Australia's flagship airline, has announced price increases due to the oil price volatility caused by the war in the Middle East. Also, sales of flights from Australia to Europe have increased, as Qantas flights do not pass through the Middle East, but instead pass through Singapore. The price increases will differ in extent across its international routes. Other airlines are following suit in increasing prices. Cathay Pacific, AirAsia and Thai Airways are increasing their fares as the Middle East conflict diverts many flights to stopovers in Asia. In contrast with the airlines that fly to Asia, Emirates and Qatar Airways are responding to the current crisis in the Middle East by becoming the budget options for travellers. This looks like this will be an excellent deal once the current situation is resolved satisfactorily. I'll hold off travelling to or through the Gulf at the moment. Delta is retrofitting its aircraft, both its Boeing 757 fleet with the Airbus A350 shortly after. This is an upgrade to its amenities including cabin seating with memory foam cushions, USB-C type ports, as well as wireless charging capabilities, an accessible grayscale flight map, and most importantly from my perspective, jet lag friendly lighting. Qantas has settled a class action for flight credits issued during the COVID-19 pandemic between January 2020 and November 2022. The class action has been settled for 105 million Australian dollars with no admission of liability on behalf of the airline. And now to research. Last week, I reported on Vanda Pharmaceuticals receiving a hearing from the FDA regarding the indication of their drug Hetlioz for jet lag. This has been very good news for the company's share price, with their stocks up a staggering 13.3%. Dr. Xand van Tulleken, a British doctor, TV presenter and broadcaster, is warning against the use of melatonin purchased on the black market. In the United Kingdom, melatonin is prescription only, unlike the United States or Canada. He warned that the supplies may be contaminated with something much worse and stated, quote, "It, being melatonin, not a particularly effective drug for most things. It works for jet lag. It does work a bit for insomnia in over 55s, but you're talking about maybe getting 8 minutes more sleep at night." End quote. And now over to sport. In the 2026 World Baseball Classic, South Korea against the Dominican Republic in Miami. The South Korean team was worried about jet lag, and it turns out, rightly so. South Korea went down to the Dominican Republic 10-0, so jet lag is likely to have been a key factor here. And finally, allow me to introduce you to someone special. His name is Frodge, and he has travelled the world. He began as a way of sharing the world with Jacob, the teenage son of Melbourne-based Qantas 737 pilots Craig and Eleanor. Jacob isn't able to travel right now as he's undergoing cancer treatment, so Qantas crews have adopted Frodge and taken him on trips around the world, sharing images like these on Instagram. We here at the Jet Lag Guy are wishing Jacob a rapid and complete recovery. If you have any questions or want to know more about what I do, check out my website at www.jetlagguy.com.au. There's another book on the way, and you'll be the first to know when it's released. And that's this week's Jet Lag in the News. I'm Steve Jasper, aka the Jet Lag Guy. Thank you for watching.